Darkest Dungeon 2, the Binding Blade DLC. Let's see what's new and if it's worth $10. Let's not waste time, let's go. So the very first thing that we should speak about would be the story. 2 new heroes are added, Duelist and Crusader, which you can see on the screen now. Crusader at spot number 1, Duelist at spot number 3. What are they and how do they impact the story? They got their own personal stories. Crusader has a very cool quest-like mini puzzle story that you need to do and unlock the Crusader, while Duelist will be available from the very get-go when you buy the DLC. Of course, every hero has its own hero shrines that gonna enhance the hero background even further. It's done great, writing is great, I really like it for every single hero in the game now, including Crusader and Duelist. The next thing would be bugs and optimization. This is a bug-free game, perfect game, mega smooth game. Everything that I said in my review for Darkest Dungeon 2 still counts. The only changed thing would be the addition of a gamepad. Now the game works extremely well on a gamepad as well, not only on mouse and keyboard. So if you wanna play with a gamepad, you can easily do it and relax in your bed while playing Darkest Dungeon 2. The game works extremely well on the gamepad. I still believe it's slightly better on mouse and keyboard, but completely doable on a gamepad as well now. Now what about the game time? $10 for how many hours? I would say around 10 hours if you know what you're doing to unlock the Crusader, because you get Duelist from the get-go. That's the game time, $10 for 10 hours. Now, is it worth it? Yes, there is replay value. And there are multiple team compositions available now on top of existing heroes when you add the Duelist and Crusader on top of it all. Okay, so you will have that Torch runs, Infernal runs, all the way up to Stygian run, easily 100, 200, 300 hours for the fans of the genre. Now, is the DLC worth $10? I doubt it's worth for the content creators, but for the regular player, this is like $5. I would wait for a sale. Everything that I said about the difficulty and about the gameplay still counts from the review. Now what's new about the gameplay? There are new encounters, there are small amount of new enemies in the game, including one mini boss, okay, like 2-3 classic enemy units, Crusaders, okay, Templars, whatever the hell they are connected with Crusaders quest, and then there's the Warlord, okay, that's what you get from new content. There is also one new curio to check out with Chiargian. Again, another mini boss. And that would be it, basically. There's nothing else new as far as gameplay content goes. Of course, there's 12 skills for the Duelist and for the Crusader, multiple team comps and whatnot. The game is slightly bigger, okay? But what it actually lacks is content. Not content like they added through the Binding Blade DLC. This game needs at least 3 to 5 new maps, at least 15 to 20 new enemies, enemy types, and at least 4 to 5 big bosses. That's what the game needs to shine. It needs variety, because you're gonna see everything that exists if you know what you're doing in less than 100 hours, and then it gets very repetitive, and that's the bigger problem of the game, basically from the very start. Okay, since early access, very few new maps, enemies, and things to do are added in the game. This is a brilliant game, but it lacks content. The main problem I have with the game would be that one. As far as new items go, yes, there are new items for the Crusader, new items for Duelist, and some new trinkets and gadgets and whatnot. They slightly change the gameplay and how you play, but overall 95% of the game remained the same with the release of this DLC. The bottom line is, this DLC is worth it for the fans of the game, for those that enjoy roguelikes, not roguelites, roguelikes. This is a roguelike, Darkest Dungeon 2. You should never compare Darkest Dungeon 2 to Darkest Dungeon 1. Darkest Dungeon 1 is basically a roguelite that's slightly less punishing on a player. So in other words, Darkest Dungeon 2 would be like 30 to 40% harder game, the Darkest Dungeon 1, and it's a different genre. One is a roguelite, the other one is a roguelike. Which one is better depends on the type of player. You want more challenge, you want gameplay without room for error, punishing gameplay, where it requires knowledge out of player to finish, you will like Darkest Dungeon 2 more. You want game that can forgive mistakes, where you can recover and it's still punishing enough, then it's Darkest Dungeon 1. Now, it's very simple to say which game looks better. Darkest Dungeon 2 is one of the best looking games on the market right now, not only in terms of roguelites and roguelikes. Animations in this game in Darkest Dungeon 2 are absolutely gorgeous, brutal. I don't know how to call this game. Animations are the thing. I keep coming back to play the game, how freaking smooth it is. When you switch stances on every hero, how they move, how they switch, how they change positions, then everything that can happen in a battle and so on. I don't know who did animations for this, but this is a masterpiece. I also dare say that the Darkest Dungeon 2 is probably the top 5 roguelikes ever created. Is DLC worth $10? I will wait for a discount for the fans of the genre. Yes, it's worth it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Thanks for watching.